Okay, Boker Tov, mi ish batzad. You are, here we go. You're straightening yourself out. Ata ish yashar. Achshav, Boker Tov, Boker Or, Boker Boker. Good to speak, see you. Good
It's
to see
really,
you.
it's really, it's really boker for you. It's after Chatzos.
No, not, it's getting there, by the way. It's getting close to Chatzos. Oh, actually, it is
It's
Chatzos.
after Chatzos.
It's Chatzos
It's
right now.
Chatzos
Chatzos
right
right now.
now.
Anyway, I just wanted to start off after Duchening. What do you say? You say Adir Bamarom. What do you say?
What's Adir B'Moro?
The Kahal.
Oh, after Duchening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Adir
we
B'Moro Shoichem B'Gvura Ato Shalom V'Shimcha Shalom.
Shalom. Okay, B'Shmera Shalom.
Right.
I've been saying that over here, but in Eretz Yisrael, where that's my real home, we say the Kohanim we say from this week's parsha.
That's your only home.
You better believe it. I'm biased. I'm biased, as you know.
You're you're right now, bully bias.
Okay, believe you're right. I am 15 more days, 15, Chamesh right, till the countdown. Anyway,
So this morning after davening, Gamliel came over to me.
uh-huh.
And I got off, it was like a false alarm because he said, "Did you get my invitation?" And I said, "To what?"
The Sefer
And he
Torah.
said,
That's the
he said,
Sefer Torah.
right.
He didn't put it in the chat. He sent it to me privately.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe I
So he
should have
sent
put
it
it.
to me privately yesterday. And I didn't have him in my contact list. So it just came up with a number and an invitation. And I get lots of emails and lots of stuff. So
uh,
I didn't look at it. I thought it was from some organization or something.
so when is it?
So
When is the Hafnaz Sefer Torah?
so it's Sunday,
Oh, Sunday.
Yom Rishon Haba. So he said to me, "Do you think you can bring Reb Moshe?" I said, "No." I said, "He's not here." He was so disappointed.
Oh boy. Anyway, it's interesting. Reb Shmuel, Gamliel. Maybe I'll post it on
Shmuel
the chat.
Gamliel.
I'll post it on the chat. I just wanted my punchline was that we say Hashkifa mim'on kachecha min hashamayim vorich es amcha es Yisrael ves adama asher nasata lanu kasher nishbata lavasenu eretz zavas chalav udvash. So my question is this: what do you think? What does that have to do with tuchning? To say Hashkifa mim'on kachecha? So Rashi says, Asinu masha gazarta aleinu, asay ata masha tzorich lasos. From the Sifri, Amarti, im b'chokosai telechu, v'nasat, and then afterwards it says, v'nasati gishmechem v'itom. So you see, if you do what you're supposed to do, if you duchen, you birchas kohanim, you were mitzvah, kosavarchu, then the we get the bracha. And the Rabbeinu Bechaya says, Asay atam mashi yiftachtanu. That we ask, imagine it's a little chutzpahdik. We say to Kaddish Baruch Hu, you told us what to do. Asay atah. Man, that's I don't know, but we say it.
You need plates to do
You
that.
need
That's
Rabbeinu Bechaya, you need someone like that. And he says,
Breite. How do you say breite? Breite
Right the
plates.
places. Asino ma shemuto aleinu, ase ma shemuto alecha. They also another lesson. And why is it hashkifa? So they say hashkifa is only a lesson of perennials. So
Right.
why?
Hashkifa. It says by Avram when he went by Yashkef and he looked at Sdom,
Right,
right?
right. It's a negative perspective. Anyway, Ella lepronis lahoros. So kama godol schar hamitzvah. Keshum besimcha. If you do the reason that you don't do in Chutz La'aretz is we don't have simcha, but in Eretz Yisrael we have simcha. Shahi mahapeches midas adin midas arachamim. The hashkifa. The whole idea is that duchening we turn midas adin to midas arachamim, and that I wanted to start the shir with that. The 11th day of Elul with two a double sadigura. We have two sadiguras. Rab Shalom Yosef and Avram Yaakov Zadigura. Both were nifter on Yud Aleph Elul, which is today. We also have
I don't see the day on the exercise machine.
It was there, it came down. Here it is. I fell on the
it
bed.
fell. It doesn't want to tell me.
You see how observant I am?
You are a
I'm very
shomer.
frum.
You're a
I'm very
shomer.
frum.
You're a frum guy. You're shum, observant.
Two of the shear by going together. That's all.
Okay. Anyway, it's also the yahrzeit of Zev Wolf, just like Tzvi Hirsch. So there's Zev Wolf ben Avraham Lando Mistrikov, and it's also the yahrzeit of Yosef ben Iush Al Malach. That's in Iush Al Malach. Those are two interesting names, and we'll talk about them. But we have to do our Tehillim. And do you belong to a club? By any club by any chance? Well, today
Yes.
Yes, which one?
I belong to a number of clubs.
Okay, but Tehillim, Kuf Lamed Beis. That's what we're going to do.
They don't call me Clubino for nothing.
Okay. They said you got a good laugh out of the Rebbetzin. Here we go. Share.
No. On a more serious note.
Yes.
I'll never forget that when one time Moshe was in the car. I don't know where we were. I think he was going somewhere. I think he was going to maybe to Russia or to America. I don't remember. And I had to bring him something. And my wife quickly put together a little plate. He was going with his Rebbetzin. So she put together a few nice cookies on a little plate to bring. And I brought it to him. And I can picture him sitting in the car. And then I told him, so I must have said something like, we're going to miss you at the Minyan. So he says, yeah. He says, the club, the Minyan Club.
Minyan Club, he referred to it. That is interesting. Anyway, I'm about...
He referred to this club. And then one time he referred to the mikveh also. There's a mikveh club and a Minyan Club. How
do you like that? I hate to say it, but my Rosh Hashiva did not let us use the word Kiddush Club. We were Kiddush Chabura, not a Kiddush Club. Here we go.
Well, that's for good reason.
David למושב, זאת מנוחתי עדי עד אשב כי אם איתיה צידה ברך אברך אביוניה עזביה לכם בכהניה אלביש ישר וחסידיה רנן ירננו שם הצמיח קרן לדוד ערכתי נהר למשיחי אויביו אלביש בושת ועליו יציץ מזרוק
אהבנו כל בית ישראל אהבנו
I call base Israel and Israel Batzara
בצרה
ובשביה
עומדים בין בים
ובין
ובין
ביבשה
ביבשה
המוקרים ירחם
ירחם עליהם ויוסיף
יציאי מצרה
לרווחה ומפר ליאורה
ומסיבו לגאולה עשתה עגלה ובזמן
Amen. Did you go to Meron or are you going to Meron?
So we changed. We're not going today. We're going to go B'ezrat Hashem on Wednesday.
Okay.
I just want to say one thing that this, I don't know who this Zamar was that was singing the Tillim, but I think he was over on copyrights. It sounded like the Bridge Over Troubled Water from Simon and Garfunkel.
Well, sometimes Tehillim, you have to know David HaMelech had in mind different moods. So that was pretty good Bridge Over Troubled Water.
If you listen on your own time, don't do it to us. But if in your own time, if you want to listen to it again, you'll see it has their parts of it that sound just like the Bridge Over Troubled Water.
Okay, look, Tehillim has
different. I might say it's almost 7:15. I have to run.
Okay, so Chaim Tovim.
Chaim Tovim. Chaim Tovim.
We'll see you.
See you tomorrow.
Okay. Shkoyach. Asher nishbar l'Hashem vos hot geschworen zum Eibishter nadar lavir Yaakov hot zugezagt zu Hashem Yisborach was is der Starkheit von Yaakov. In other words, this is what now Yiddish was not so hard, and I was able to do it without stream. We'll see if he has Mir Hashem a Yiddish Winkel, and I want to give kavod to Reb Shmaryahu, who prepares these Gilionot, and I'm going to start the yard sites with his double header of Sholem Yosef, Misidigora ben Yisrael, Reb Avraham Yaakov ben Yisrael Friedman, Hayu Banav, Reb Yisrael Mirojin, Reb Yisrael Mijin Pana Bishnat 1845 לקיסר אסטרי פרנדלין בבקשה לגור בסדיגור ואחרי האישור בנה לו ארמון מפואר. השאיר 6 בנים, רב שולם יוסף, רב אברהם יעקב, רב דוב בר, רב מנחם נחום, רב דוד משה ומרדכי פייבש. רב שולם יוסף היה הבכור. נולד בשנת 1813 ונפטר בהיותו בן 38. נבח. בי' א' אלול ב-1851. אחיו, רב אברהם יעקב, נולד בשנת 1819 ונפטר ביום י' א' אלול ב-1883. רב שלום יוסף היה אדמו"ר בסדיגור רק 10 חודשים. הוא היה חותן רב דון בן יצחק מרדוויל. רב שלום יוסף נפטר בדרך בעיר לייפציג. היו לו 2 בנים, רב יצחק מבוש ורב נחום דוב. וזהו, רב אברהם יעקב היה חותן רב אהרון מקרלין, זה בייס אהרון, ובזיווג שני חותן אחיו, רב מנחם נחום משפינש. אלפי חסידים נהרו לבית מדרשו בסדיגורה, הרוסים שהאשימו אותו בקשרים עם מזייפי כספים, counterfeiters, הלשינו עליו אצל שלטונות האוסטרים, ויושב יותר משנה בבית סוהר בתנאים קשים. שוחרר ב-1858, הוא סבל הרבה מהמחלוקת שפרצה בין חסידות סאנז ורוז'ין על רקע התנהגותו התמוהה של אחיו רב דב בר מאליוב. רב שולם רוקח מבלז העיד על רב אברהם יעקב שהוא בעל קומה שלמה. רב אברהם יעקב הצטרף למחזיקי הדס. רב אברהם יעקב נהג כאביו בדרך של מלכוס, אבל מיעט במחילה עד כדי כך שנעל וגורם לעמוסו. רבי ישראל ממלא מקומו בסדיגורה, רבי יצחק מבויין, רב שלמה, אלו הבנים. כששמע רבי יעקב פרידמן, שהמלבים רבה של בוקרשט, יושב באזיקים בבית סוהר, מיד השתדל לפעול לעזרתו, ביקש מהשר משה מונטיפיורי, מoses מונטיפיורי, לפנות בשם מלכוס בריטניה אל שלטונות רומניה לשחררו. אכן, המלבים שוחרר, אבל תנאי שיעזוב מיד את רומניה. כאסיר תודה נסע אלבם לסדיגור להודות לרב אברהם יעקב והביא לו ספרו ארצו לחיים, וזהו. תורתיו של רב אברהם יעקב נמצאים בין היתר בקונטרס אמס יעקב. אוקיי, היום זה גם היורצייט של זאב וולף בן אברהם לנדל מסטרוקוב, שנולד ב-1807 ונפטר ב-1891. נולד בפולצ'ק בפולניה, למד אצל מנחם מנדל מקוץ, ויצחק מאיר אלתר מגור. כאישה בן 73 הוכתר כאדמו"ר בסטריקוב. הוא חיבר זר זהב, כסר תורה ואמור תורה. היום גם כן היורצייט של יוסף בן איוש אלמליך, שנפטר ב-1823, נולד ברבת, מורוקו, ב-1788 מונה לדיין בפת, ואחר כך אז בזדין, ועשה ישיבה מכונה סיני, עבד גיבור לשור, כיהן כרב, והוא חיבר את תקפו של יוסף. עד כאן היורצייטים של היום. היום אנחנו, ברוך השם, אנחנו כבר מסיימים את פרק ראשון, בחלק ראשון של אהבת החסד. ואמרתי שיש 14 סעיפים שמפרטים את דיני הלוואה. אם הוא מכיר בהלווה, שהוא בעל מידה רע, if the borrower is not a upstanding citizen, ואינו מקפיד על ממון אחרים, and is spendthrift, you know, he's a guy who is careless with the money of others, also yia kalin etzlo, and money would be lost with him. Lo yimsam mimali vos, and when it comes to the time of payment, he will have nothing to repay. Mutab shelo yilvayo. It's better not to lend him at all. Hainu b'li mashkan. That is, without any collateral. Yimashi yilvavi tzarich l'nalakso. Because if you lend it to him and he doesn't pay back, you're going to be donning him. You're going to be on his case. V'yavo day, and then you will do the avera of dvorim tez vav beis lo yigosh, that you're not supposed to exact from him. Kain isa b'chosh mishpat va'emishpat. Oh, the halova osa kain nikra Russia. A person who's like that doesn't pay back is considered a Russia. Masha kasavna b'zeh. Okay, paragraph Yud. In ba Shimon etzel Ruvain v'amar lo halveinu mona, lend to me money. Avol teda shelo chalif lo chabe v'atachas. You know, I will repay you, but I can't give you in one installment. Kim ima atma, and several installments. Eina mechuyev lo be'ofen zeh. If you are, as a lender, need not, it's not a chiyuv for you, not an obligation for you to lend him under those circumstances. Mitzad adin. Ava mitzad geder hava. But in terms of, the person needs a loan and he's willing to pay you back installments from a brotherly love point of view, v'achva, nochal neitiv gam ba'ofen zeh. It's a good idea to do the chesed under those circumstances. Paragraph Yudov. If you promised you gave your word that you're going to lend him a certain amount, but be careful not to change your mind. Who kechol kabbalat var mitzvah. This is like any time involving a mitzvah, you accept upon yourself the responsibility. As it says in your dad, the also allows you cannot change your mind. If you're dealing with an usher and you're giving him a long loan, the ain al zeh mitzvahs aseh. It's not, it's not a shum neder. So under these circumstances, when you give him that proposal, it's not considered a vow. But however, if he knows that the rich person depended upon your word, you've got to be careful. If he set aside certain monies to do with it, an act of loan, of act in kindness, osur lachzor bo. He was prohibited to again renege on that. Okay, paragraph Yud Beis Ridah. The mitzvahs asay zug the halva eina elam kain yesh bidov mos mezumanim. This mitzvah of lending is only if you have cash on hand. If you don't have any money, you don't have to borrow in order to lend. Even if the person you're going to lend to is definitely good for repayment, and also even if he gives you collateral. However, if he has money that he lent to another person, and the time for repayment, for payment has already come. Yesh omrim dezeh mikre keilu yesh lonos mezumanis, as if he has money in his pocket. Therefore, you have an obligation to make sure you collect the loan that is due on a certain date, and you can give it as a loan to someone else. But if he has money that's been set aside in the hands of others, he should not say, "Oh, the money's in someone else's hands," because it's not in his house. It's considered to be in his possession, the owner's possession, a picodon. Therefore, he should go make an effort to collect it and then to lend it. However, if he's lazy, he should definitely go to someone else, borrow from someone else, so that he could lend. And surely, if we're talking about if he has money in his house, but he's concerned that it would arouse family quarrels if he lends money. You should definitely go under. You have the money and you have the wherewithal to do it. You should go to another place to avoid quarrels. Because you have the obligation to pay, to give a loan, but you don't want to have a quarrel, so therefore do it under circumstances where there are no quarrels. Paragraph Yud Gimel, and if he has money of others in his possession, we consider like shopkeepers and money changers. You could use that money, and as long as it has not been packaged and sworn and sealed. In other words, as long as it's not frozen, you can use the money that's been given to you for a loan. The only way you can really do it is if you guarantee that you will repay it on your own, so it doesn't become an obligation on the person who gave you the deposit. Paragraph Yudal in Bo Lefonav Harbe Noshim. If many people come to you with Echamim Tzarich Levos Harbe, and one of them needs a substantial loan, Ushari Anoshim Lo Yivakshim Mimenu Kol Echad Kiyim Tavar More. The others have a trivial, not a substantial loan. If you lend to that one person a great amount, Lo Yalom Alavos L'Shari Anoshim, he will not enough to give to the others. So what should he do? Mutav. You should give each one, better to give individuals a little amount instead of giving one person a great amount. Because for each loan that he gives, he performs the positive obligation. Kvar Omar Hatana Ba'ova says, it says in Pirkei Perek Gimel, Mishnah Tef 12, a kol lefi rov u'maseh. V'ayin shom beferish Mishnah Rambam v'imei echad sherotz alav v'sasach meruba yorelo b'havosah shelo yismot l'gamri. However, if the one who's looking for a substantial loan is about to collapse financially, after the hukam, the others are not in that situation. Not only is it kiyova, but it's also kiyomach. It's not just like others, just a mitzvah halva. It's also the second mitzvah to prevent him from collapsing. And that is the siyum of the perek for the main text. Now, we're going to have a deadline. We try our best. As we know, we go through the Nitiv HaChesed, the footnotes. And the first footnote that we have is from paragraph Yud, Tesvav, Ki'im ma'at ma'ena masliv lavos lo bofen seh, and not, you don't masliv to give in installments. Yochol yos lo hefsed ayodezeh. Because if you don't pay when it's at the time, immediately the entire amount, then the lender is going to lose out. Because his money will be in the hands of others, and he cannot use it for investments. This is Gemara in Boven Siayin Zayin Ahmed Beis Haiman the Yosef Mea Zuze Lechavre Upare Zuze Peron Havi El the Isle Peron Masalayo Misha Malve Lechavero Mea Zuzim Uporleo Echad Zepiron El Sheish Lo Tarmaslov. Installments is not a good idea under those circumstances. Lo Moy B'Shitas Hashach B'Choshe Mishcha Simonai Dalet Seif Katan Yudzayin Da'af B'Di Even Im Havo Any Yochel Lechuf La'amalva She'Yakabel Miyonu Mat Mat Afilu B'Toch Hazman Kol Sheken L'Chatzchila B'Vadei Mechuy V'Havos Lo B'Ofen Shiflo Mat Mat. Again, he's saying that you're not obligated to give a loan if it could only be repaid in installments. El Afilu Das HaShulchan Aruch Diyochel Alova Lefro L'Mat Mat Afilu Shelo B'Ratzim Amalva B'Kol Mokom Kiven the mutter lo lios haromos alov of rozeh mishum the omer lo afsadei minayim. He's going to say if they're installments, I'm going to lose out. Al kolpon lechatchila b'vada ein b'chliv lavos lo bofen zeh. Of course, and at the outset, you don't have an obligation to lend under these circumstances. Tirli the emruvein hu malva leheter iska beprotot the tzorech lavos lo nam ofen zeh. That under those circumstances, you can do it in installments. Because each time the little money that he gives, it'll be enough for him to make an investment. Okay, we got our warning that we're running out of time. Here I have to. Okay. And now Tes Zayin, footnote Tes Zayin, also from paragraph Yud. Tes Zayin is talking about Mechuyev levos lo mitzad adin, avo mitzad gerer hava. So what are you talking about mitzad adin? Hainu afilu im Ruvain mishrata sheyifro Shimon Hamos beyachad berosh chodesh Nisan. Even if Ruvain says that he'll pay Shimon on the Rosh Chodesh Nisan, Shimon meishu sheni yochol latzik Hamos eslo pen yotziim. It also says I can't hold on to it. Maybe they'll take it away. Well, Cain, who wrote so l'hakdim lefro ma'at, he wants to precede Chodesh Nisan and pay installments. Yishlam Hebron ad Rosh Chodesh Nisan to pay before Rosh Chodesh Nisan. Chosh Chaim and Shimon Rotza l'hakdim lefro ma'at ne Rosh Chodesh Nisan the vada and mechuyev l'havoslo. He definitely doesn't have to lend him under those circumstances. Kimin shu tzorich the most Rosh Chodesh because he needs the money already on Rosh Chodesh Nisan. And footnote Yud Zayin, talking about mitzvah getter ava, mashal shnei bnei adam. It's can be compared to two people. Echad ov echad son. One is his beloved, and one is he hates. He has contempt for him. From the one who he loves, he accepts installments. But the one who he has contempt for, he insists on one-time in payment. Kavanas Gemara afilu la'achad shehigia zman piron k'muchach achosh mishpat b'vir gra b'chos kemi yinenu. Paragraph Yud Ches. If tichdu havosu sachma yisrael mechazmar, be careful not to renege. V'hu ayin baran b'mdorem daf ches b'dibra maskelav shekosov shem de kabbalah ba'alma l'dvar mitzvah. As if you accept upon yourself to do a mitzvah, mahani dumya. Demai damrinan. The Kabbalah of Lachud Mahani Litzdaka. Kerichsev. The Ficha Zutzdaka V'hu the Chol Dover Mitzvah. Ayin Shem V'chein Nifsak. B'Yeridea Simen Reshut Gimel Sif Beis Ba'agah. V'ein Lakshos Al Zeh Mihad Debov V'Sia Ayin Tzadik Des. Baka, if he chopped wood, Lo Matzi Hadarbe Mashil. Once he started to do it, then you cannot withhold. Lo Baka Matzi, but if you did not begin chopping Matzi Hadarbe Mashil, then the one who lended to him, we're talking about using the axe. There is no special mitzvah when it comes to borrowing vessels. But however, when it comes to borrowing money, commotion, kasafti b'sif beis, einsham amnan kashali mechoshem mishpat similar tes yedzayin einsham matur dafilu im idasam alva nichtav shtar and the achol latzerbo. Even if he wrote a contract, you can renege kol kama shalom nazalamos as long as he did not begin the contract. As long as it's not given money. Because came. We're only talking about just a promise. Vafilu ledeos acholkin al mechaber ayin sham be'shach. Marzevav enani oni. V'hu lo v'amos l'zman ruba. L'ofen zeh lo metzina b'torah chiyuv l'avah k'mash masif aleph. The ikar chiyuv ha'mitzvah hu la'aniyim. The ikar mitzvah of lending money as chesed is for poor people. Ola asher l'zman mu'at. Or a wealthy person who's in dire straits for a short period of time. You have to check to see if it's an entire mitzvah of ayin lekaman. Avol im kain hayolahem leposkim lahaskir the boy yisur lahaskir kol gavnim ulai shom lo ira kiim bedin shibur bekinyan velomidin nedorim v'naf geminam shol al neder. V'ayin b'yoredea simen reish chavches chav v'zeh gam b'shelas kelim lefi ma shekosavti b'sif gimel to ani eschiv lashiro. You should, when you have an ani, it's important to even lend vessels. So you would not be able to renege imashol ani if the person who's borrowing is a poor person. Gam l'ravuna ubitam neder afilu imadayin lo baka Afilu im nomad abyemin lo shaykh neder v'yochol lazarbo. And in that case, we're not talking about a vow. We're talking about what he intends to do. Pshitas lashon hashulchan aruch b'kol makom yesh bo mishum nechsori emuna dehavi k'mantona muetis kivin shemitzchila samach al dato. Okay, and now paragraph Yud we're saying Mizeh Gemilach says Asur Lazaro again. We're talking about you can't renege Asur. The Lomo Badas Rambam say for mitzvahs asay kofzadagay Shulchan Aruch Yordeos Siman Reish Mentes Simftala Desvirle Dacheskas Yidei Hamismotim Balvamos Hu Bechlal Tzedakah. When it comes to a person who's about to collapse and you give charity, Bavada En Yochol Lazaro, and you promise to give to him, you can't renege the Havihu Kamo. Omer, as if he said, that he's vowing to give charity. Also, you're not allowed to renege on it. You're there, Breish Yamin, the Af, She, Gemil, Chasidim, Hu, Bain, the Iniyam, Bain, Ashirim, the Inyan Pikodam, the Kolmakom, Stam, Gemil, Chasidim, Hu, Asu, Lazik, Yidei, Hamismotisim, Ba'avah, Piyadua, Rafilu, Das, Rambam, Chasav, Amin, Mitzvos, Razoch, Mitmone, Ein, Bechlal, Tzadgaka, Rako mitzvah b'nei asma, b'kol mokom isnadiv l'zeh, lo gorem isnav l'tzorach beis hakneses, o shard over mitzvahs the asur lazar bo. Again, you cannot renege on these mitzvahs. Paragraph Chaf, if avolim ein yodo mos, ein v'chuiv lelech lalvos, ein v'chuiv kach nira poshet, the lo domi l'socher, the staklu l'gamen, a hired person, yeshlo, you have to pay his salary. If he completed what you asked him to, you hired him for, you have to pay him on that day. However, that's not compared to what we're talking about. Nearly the im if the loan is for a person who's about to collapse, the lifter asma bizeh, the after ein zeh b'chlal mitzvahs, the im kesef halva, mikol makom halo, lo niflik mikol masha omar kosuv, ki yoma chalchicho matay macham v'kzak lebo, v'omer chazal, haksabo, ad shelo yipol v'yisarach lebrios, support him so he doesn't collapse. The mitzvah chazak kolo, b'kama sugim, k'mo shekos Rambam, v'tzorach lasos, imo shutfus, you should make him a partner, find work for him. So these are acts of kindness. Kaf Aleph, footnote Kaf Aleph in paragraph Yibes. Ki'ilu yesh, it's yesh lomos mizumanim if he has it in others at the hands of other bedins and stopki. Mischilam zemikri yesh lomos. Kivan igiyas mani puron amuchan hu lifro odilma kivan shehem etzel achirim b'chusar. The question is it considered in the hands of others as if he has it? The Indian Bechor, the Enodos Bishnaim, the primogeniture, Vafilu, Agias Man Piron Kodem, Shemei Soviv, Havi, Roy Mitam Sek, Isa, Bishkosh Mishpot, Omnam Be'emes, Ein Rai Bechor, Tisham Shani, Teksiv, Chol Asher Yimatzilo. Vein zeh matzilo, ve'uchein namrinan the masina dachil day mashma nearly the zeh totally become the kaimelon the Indian balchov the imyesh lahavos momos any yochol the salko b'nechosim achirim kmo shekosim b'chosim mishpat kosim shom. If you have the money, even if you have other properties, you got to give them the money. Imyesh lamos kodem etzel acher ki'ila mos v'rshus v'eino yochol the salko b'nechosim achirim. If he has money, he should not use other objects. Mishum sham the Ramah the Huadin Yesh Lomos v'Halva Eitzel Achirim V'Gias Man Purim the Gam Kein Yachol L'Salkom L'Chasim Achirim Umotzim Amos V'Noagim L'Balcho V'Lir Sham Hagra Hatam the Shriolei the Ramah the Halva Gam Kein Kivan the Gias Man Purim Amos and B'Shus Malva. When it comes to the time of payment, it's as if it were in the possession of the lender, the loaner. V'Achi Nema